lying down on your back, we'll start with the knees bent, arms long down by the side, legs zip together. We're just going to take a simple inhale, and as we exhale, find a really easy, what I just call a chest curl or a chest lift. The arms are going to stay plugged down into the mat. Really push the palms down. Notice how my shoulders are staying open. You're watching into your abdominals, not looking up to the ceiling, watching the abdominals to try to curl a little deeper, and then lowering back down. One more time like that. Take a breath in. Exhale, curling forward. We're going to stay here and hover the arms up off the mat. We're going to start to pump the arms up and down. This is called our 100. We're taking it a bit piecemeal, keeping the legs down and just working the upper body and the pumps. The pumps up and down of the arms is really what makes the 100 exercise such a signature Pilates exercise. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale and exhale. One more, inhale and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's rest the head, neck, shoulders down. Taking that up a notch. We'll bring those legs now into what we call a tabletop position, 90-degree angle. Same thing, let's curl forward, hover the arms up, and we'll take a few more sets of our 100 here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull the legs into the chest, set your head down, take a little rock side to side of the head. Okay, we're just going to go for one set with the full expression here. Curling forward, this time we'll bring the arms down. Those legs will go past 90 into our fully extended leg position. Take a moment to not pump the arms, just take an inhale. And exhale. Pump the arms now. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more set. Why not? In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull the knees in, rest the head down. Moving on to the roll down. We're going to sit up tall. Still keep those legs tight together. Hold on to the backs of the thighs. We're going to round over the legs and then roll ourselves back into what we call that C curve. Lots of C curves we use in Pilates of the spine. Coming all the way forward, rolling back again. Our goal is to round so much in the abdominals that we can get our lowest part of our back into the mat. We're trying to find some spine articulation here. Rolling again. Something that makes Pilates such a signature workout, I feel, is all of the rolling qualities of the exercises. So we're warming up for that exact motion here. And then coming back up. Okay, let's go for our full roll up now, just a full body version of that. Heels together, toes apart, arms out in front of you. We're going to stretch up and over the legs. We're going to start the roll up from a seated position today. We can also start it from lying down. I like to introduce it though from a seated position. I'm starting to roll back into the mat. All the way down, arms go back overhead. Take a moment here, lace those ribs together. We don't want the ribs to pop or flare out, pressing from the tops of the shoulders. Arms come up, head comes forward, rolling all the way up over the legs. Now rolling up, it looks easy, but it's not, okay? It's challenging, and don't feel defeated if you're not able to get back up there. If you feel yourself sort of fighting to lift off, I'm going to show you what to do right now. Hold on to the backs of your thighs, pull those legs into you, use the weight of your legs to assist you to roll up, kind of like a seesaw effect. And then straighten your legs, straighten your arms out, go into the full roll down. Yeah, this way is usually easier because you're going in the same direction as gravity. Going back, do that same leg assistance if you need it, or roll back up if you're able to. Let's take 2 more, roll it down. Think of this as massaging the spine, the whole spinal column, going through each and every bone. Yes, going back again. Joseph Pilates said, a person is only as young as their spine is. One of my favorite quotes, so think about that. Yes, roll down, and then we'll stay on our backs this time. Okay, I'm just recentering onto my mat here. We're going to pull the right knee into the chest now, setting up for our single leg circles. So left leg stays long, right knee is pulling in. Let's hold the back of the thigh and just take a gentle hamstring stretch. Okay, just open up the back of that leg. I definitely feel a little bit of tightness myself. Okay, just stay here for another moment. Let that leg extend. And then place your arms down by your side. The leg stays up. I'm going to turn my leg out in the hip socket just to allow for a bit more availability. Abdominals hold strong. You cross your leg over your midline. I sort of let it just drift over to my left. Make a circle down. We'll keep it rather high since we are introducing ourselves to this work, and stopping at the top. You're just making a simple circle. Think of drawing a circle on the ceiling and bringing it up. Now we say that they're single leg circles, but it's a little bit box-like. So if you feel like you're making more of a box and less of a circle, don't worry, you're doing it correctly. One more, and then we'll just simply change our direction. Out now to the right, down, find that cross, take it back up. Like I said, make these as big or as little as you want to, okay? If you're getting any weird hip clicking, don't be alarmed. That's just your cue to just make it a little bit smaller range even. Okay, our goal is to stabilize in the abdominals and therefore keep the pelvis stable and allow that leg to get some mobility. Let's come back to that stretch, bringing the head forward for a bit of a deeper stretch. We'll bend the elbows and pull that leg as much as it'll come to you. If this doesn't feel good to curl the head forward, you can keep the head down and just encourage that stretch as much as you can. Okay, I'm going to curl forward just because that feels good to me. And then just send the leg down, send the head down. Let's pull that left leg in, do that all again. Okay, and that right leg now, it almost feels longer than it did before. I always think that my leg feels longer after single leg circles. So work that length in that leg. Just take it easy, more passive hamstring stretch here, right? We're not forcing it, we're just letting the leg be wherever it arrives. Then we're going to tell the leg to stay there, arms come down, turning the leg out in the hip socket. I just made that little adjustment. Lace the ribs together. Think about pushing your ribs into the mat underneath you. That leg makes a small circle, stops at the top. You'll notice, especially if you've got long legs, that the swing of the leg makes the body really want to go all over the place. So we're fighting that. That's what this exercise is all about, right? We don't want it to look like the body's going with the leg. Just that leg is moving. One more. And then we'll reverse it. Out, take it a little down, cut across, draw the abs in to bring the leg up. Out, down, cross, and up. Two more. Down, across, and up. Last time. You could also bend your knee a little bit. I know I have really straight legs. You could also bend the knee if you're really, really tight in your hamstring. Just know that you always have that option. Oh, pull that leg towards you. And gently encouraging it. Again, head could be down if you don't like being up with the head. All right, and then we'll stay here and just pull our legs in and just come up for an easy sit for our first full body rolling exercise. That roll up warmed us up for now, this full rolling exercise. It's called rolling like a ball. Heels are together, my knees are apart. I'm making a little space for my head to go between my knees. Our goal is to stay as tight and compact as possible. Now just roll back a few inches to the point where you almost fall all the way back. You can see my body's fighting to not, and then teeter back forward. Try not to let your feet touch the ground. Roll back. I always say, it's like that game when you're a kid, the floor is lava, and then come forward, and then back, scoop, and then forward. Back one more time. Let's stay here, and now we're going to roll all the way back to the shoulder blades. Watch me once if you need to. Roll back. And then coming forward, try to hit that same spot where you came from. Roll back again. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Yes, if this doesn't feel good, again, just stick with that halfway range that we started with, just these little sort of teasing rocks at the top. Go for the full roll if you're going to. Take two more. Back and forward. Notice how I'm scooping my hips up at the top. One more for fun. Back and forward. Place your feet down. Be done with that. Watch your back if you're on a hard surface, okay? Take this as you need to. If you're on a hard floor, Just stick with the little half roll backs if you got a sensitive back. Moving into our abdominal series now. Right knee pulls into the chest again, just like we were before our leg circles. This time we add that same curl that we had for the 100 and we lift that left leg up a little bit above hip height. I'm reaching that leg super long, pulling this leg super, super tight in towards me, and then I'm going to change my legs. Just feel that oppositional reach of the two legs. Changing again, and change again, and change, and change. You can add in now a double pull of that leg, just a little extra in, just really making sure that that 5 is as close to you as it can get. 3 and 2, just 1, knees come in, place the head down. You could also do that with your head down. I know that the head lifting with this work is a lot. You could totally do that with your head down. I'll just show that right now. Head is down. I'm still feeling my abdominals. I'm still getting that sense of stability and control. Okay, so just know that you always have that option. Same thing with this next one, the double leg stretch. Take what you need to. Curl forward if you're able to. Ground the shoulder blades down your back. This time the arms reach up to the ceiling. The legs reach out back to that 100 position. The arms open until a sort of a V position. You bend the knees to pull it home. Repeat, out, open, and in. Arms and legs out, and around and in. 2 more times, out, around and in. There's that roll like a ball position, right? Out. We start to see the system of the work. We start to see those variations on a theme. Sending your left leg long onto the mat, right leg up to the ceiling. Bend the elbows, try to pull that leg to you if you can. Curl forward again. Lift that left leg up. Here we go with that same pull, pull, and we change. Pull it, and change. That bottom leg is trying to not move, just the top leg. We're trying to encourage to come to us to pull the abdominals in deeper, to get that juicy pull. Again, head down, totally fine. Maybe you just grab the back of the thigh, pull, pull. Lots of great ab work you can get even with the head down. In. Let's pull the knees in, set your head down if it was lifted. We're going to now put our feet down onto the mat and take our hands behind our head. Breaking down these last 2 parts of our abdominal series here, the double straight leg stretch. We're just going to do the curl of it. So the upper body is just slowly curling up into the same curl we've been doing this whole time. This time the hands are behind the head. It's nice because you're supporting the head and neck. It is much harder for those abdominals with those hands now behind your head. You're still working here. I know I'm talking, but stay in that curl and keep working it. Lower back down. 2 more like that. Slowly curl. Think heavy head, heavy ribs. Let your head be heavy. It'll give your abdominals more feedback. 1 more time. Curl and curl and curl. Now we're going to stay here. Bring the legs to tabletop and then all the way up to the ceiling. Heels together, toes apart. Can you stay in the curl and lower your legs slowly down? Slowly down to your point of control. Bring them back up, the point where it feels like you can just barely sustain it. And down, scoop to bring them up. Continue like that. I want to show this other version if lifting the head, taking the hands behind the head is no good. Take your hands under your tailbone, keep your head down, and perform the same double leg, lower, and lift. Let's go 2 more. Okay, I'm going to stay here, just since I'm already here. Keep your hands behind your head in the curl if that's what works for you. Legs come up. Okay, so just know that that's a nice variation. If you've got a sensitive lower back, any shoulder stuff where the hands can't go behind the head. Our last variation, crisscross. Head, neck, shoulders curl forward. Legs are going to stay down. I'm going to lift higher and twist at the same time. Okay, introducing rotation. Curl a little higher without the expense of the hips going. Come center, twisting away to the opposite direction. Come center. Now instead of resting down through the center, right, I see a lot of this. We're not doing that. We are staying up off the shoulder blades the whole time. That center part is not a rest. Continue. That's where you have a chance to deepen in your curl even more. Let's take the legs to tabletop now and twist and twist and twist back to the center. Other way. Hips nice and stable. Twist from the ribs. One more each way and center. Last time. Up, bring it down. That was your abdominal series. Let's bring the legs as wide as the mat. Arms out in front of us. Okay, spine stretch forward we have now. Inhale, sit really tall off those sits bones. As you exhale, the head peels forward. Those arms reach. I'm opening my shoulder blades behind me. Pulling my abdominals in and up. Reaching forward so I can bend over my waist. I'm going to continue to pull back in the belly and forward in the arms, okay? It's a two-way stretch. Roll back up all the way. Two more. Take it over. Reach it. Reach it. Pull the abs in and back. Head's reaching down. Arms reaching up. Roll all the way back up to sit. Inhale. I'm bending to the spot right before I feel it in my hamstrings, okay? There's a difference between just flopping over your legs for a hamstring stretch and really trying to round the back, resist your own self to keep it really in the spine. Roll all the way up to sit. Bring the arms down, changing gears. Let's come on to our bellies now. We have our neck roll. We're going to start with our head reaching long into the mat. Hands right under the shoulders, okay? Toes are untucked, legs are long. Push into the palms, lift the head, lift the heart, squeeze those shoulder blades together, pressing yourself up to this nice midway point. I'm right about to like my bottom rib here. We're going to look over one shoulder. I'm going to look this way to look towards you. Chin to chest, roll your head out. Nice roll for the neck to look over the other shoulder. Keep your back lifted, just look center where you came from. Look over that shoulder you just came from. For me, it's my right. Chin to chest, I'm still lifting my back, using my muscles. And then looking center, one extra little lift at the chest, and then we lower it down. Let's repeat that. Reach the top of the head out. Really specific with the sequencing of the spine here. My abdominals also are pulling in and up underneath me. Let's look over. Right shoulder, chin to chest, roll the neck out to look left. Look center, my back is still working. Look left, chin to chest, roll that head out, let that neck go, look back in the center, an extra little press up and a lower down. Beautiful. Take a nice little rest pose, a nice sit on back to your heels here. Moving into our side kick series now. I'm going to lie on my right side first. I'm sort of lined up with the back of my mat and my legs are to the front corner of my mat. So my legs are slightly in front of my hips. Top hand is on the mat right in front of you. Top leg lifts up, we turn that leg out to bring that external rotation back. And we kick the leg forward 2 times. We go kick, kick. We push the leg now long to the back. We go again, forward, forward. Push the leg long to the back. And again, nice and consistent, nice and precise. This is our first time lying on our side body, right? We were on our back, then we were on our bellies, now we're on our side. This is the hardest position to find stability in because, as you may have guessed, you have very little contact with the floor. So it's very easy, I'm going to exaggerate, to sort of roll forward and back, right? Like fighting for that surface area contact. You really want to stay lengthening. We're still very much using our abdominals here. Let's send that leg now up to the ceiling, right above that hip, and then squeeze the inner thighs to lower, resist to lower. Again, up and lower down. Side kick series is great for opening the hips. You have really tight hips if you run, even if you just walk a lot, if you sit at a desk a lot, which we all do these days. Really, really great exercise here. These variations are super great for just opening the hips in all different ways. Let's just take one more. Up, lower, down. We're going to stop that leg at hip height again, right in front of the bottom leg, doing some small circles here. I always like to think like I'm trying to strike a match with my leg. Ooh, this is right about where we start to feel that outer glute muscle. We are working and strengthening the hips here as well as stretching them open. Let's pause, take it right behind the bottom leg, and we'll do about 8 and 7 and 6, 5, long leg, 3 and 2 and 1. Whew, bring that leg down. Give that hip a little pat out, a little shake out. We'll do the other side. All right, we're all set up here. Lifting that top leg to hip height. Take a moment to really set yourself up correctly here. Turn that top leg out, and I'm flexing my bottom foot, as you can see, to give me some better stability. Forward, and pressing it long to the back. Kicking that leg front, pressing it long to the back. Again, lengthen it forward, press it long to the back. Again, front, long to the back. 4 more. To the back. Use this hand like a kickstand as well. Don't be afraid, it's not cheating. Don't have spider fingers. Have your whole palm down. Unless you've got a wrist thing, you can always make a fist. 1 more. And to the back. Bring your leg over your bottom leg. Here we go, up and down. Send it up. Lengthen that leg all the way down. And I know it's easy to forget about the upper body. It kind of feels like we're just like hanging out, watching TV here. Try to get yourself out of that mindset. Really try to reach with the top of the head. I'm thinking of reaching the top of my head to the opposite wall, away from me. 2 more. Even my side waist is really trying to work. 1 more. Think of the whole body working. Little circles right in front of that bottom leg. Try to really hit the floor each time. That's how you'll get that nice friendly burn in those outer glutes. Yep, right about now. 2 more. 1 more. Right behind the bottom leg, and we start to just reverse our circles. Notice how they're pretty small. They're just staying really at hip height. We're not going wild and crazy. We're being really specific and precise. 2 and 1. Place that leg down. Give yourself that same little pat out. Back into a seated position. This is actually going to be our last exercise of our beginner level mat class here. So scooting to the front of the mat, we're going to find that same rolling like a ball position. This time, your hands are going to make prayer hands like this. They're going to go on the inside of your legs. Your hands will do this weird little pretzel action to grab a hold of your feet, okay? If you can't maneuver your hands like this, just come back to roll like a ball. That's totally fine, okay? This is called the seal. So we stay here. We're in that same compact position, really trying to pull our legs in, using our abdominals to stay scooped out here. My feet are going to open and close like a seal, clapping its feet together 3 times. So I just went 1, 2, 3. Roll back to your shoulder blades. Roll back up to sit. Stick the landing. Try to stick the landing and do your claps again. 1, 2, 3. Roll back. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. Now we're trying to get 3 claps in at the back and when we come up. So here we go. Back. 1, 2, 3. Up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I almost didn't make it. Back. 1, 2, 3. And forward. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. And forward. Make sure your head stays down so that your head doesn't fly back. You don't hurt your head. 2 more. Or your neck. 1, 2, 3. 1 more. Back. And forward. Here we go. Place your feet down. That was your beginner system. That was your bread and butter, your basics of your Pilates mat work. Do this several times. Make sure you're comfortable with the foundations and then go check out the other videos in the library. Thanks so much for joining me.